Also, you go they sweat. If you say I've been guzzling cold water, like guzzling cold, and it's not proper actually. But the heat, they do woo woo woo. I don't even I don't know. And guess what? I don't know about your area. Throughout yesterday, no lights. No lights. One drop, not even 2 minutes. They did not flash it. You can imagine inside this heat. Oh Lord. You know those days, especially at home in the villa. Now ground. Now put water inside clay pots. Make it just a cold, natural. Then you lie down for ground. Now be the sustenance. Otherwise, all the water waiting for person body could just. But it's not funny. Please, PHCN, you guys, please be consistent. We complained about you last week. You cannot just go flat. I beg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, where we get to look at topical issues across Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape. And it's a Monday. You know how it is. There's always issues on Monday. And obviously, we'll follow up on developments on previous issues. There's some stories that, there is consistently an update. We'll be looking into that. Today is a full house. All right? Today is a full house. Plus, the specialty on the cake. Yes. Monday, Thursdays, you have your special. All right. Now, let's start off with this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with this. My name is Esther Mach, by the way. So if you want to virtually be part of the conversation and you want to see the full house, I would implore you to go onto YouTube. It's at VOP 903 FM on the search bar. Once you click on it, you see us live, so you get to see the persons who will be responding to a couple of issues today on the Evening Rush. Okay, I trust me, it's going to be quite an interesting one. And you can follow us on social media at VOP 903 FM. Also on Instagram, I'm streaming live. It's at Esther Nwaz, ESTANWAZ, ESTANWAZ. I'm so excited to be with you this evening. Very interesting day. The Rivers State House of Assembly has ordered the arrest of the RSEC chairman. If you had listened to the world news at 6, you would have heard that Barrister Fred Nzako was able to give us his insight on that. I don't know what that means for the back and forth in Rivers State, but thank God we have a legal practitioner right here in the house to actually tell us what that means for the people of Rivers, despite what a lot of persons are afraid that if there is no order restored in that state, it could lead to something else. And it feels like Governor Fuba is constrained. But let's look at other channels, other avenues through which the governor can navigate to ensure that he has a grip on the state. Another interesting thing to consider is the fact that Obasa has changed legal counsel in Lagos Assembly crisis case. Okay, so he was reinstated, and the next thing, the legal counsel for the Lagos State House of Assembly was changed automatically. Now, the 27 lawmakers who were part of those that signed off for his impeachment, they are not happy with that unilateral decision. All right, it's quite confusing. Barrister Darlington will definitely be giving us his insight into that. Okay, and again, there is a development on the the Senate. Now, this time around, we're not looking at the whole harassment situation with Natasha Akpoti and the Senate president. We're looking at the technicality, precisely where exactly is the Senate hinging its decision on. All right, the fact that Natasha did not obey the rules of the House, if she had obeyed the rules of the House first and made her demand and she wasn't listened to, that's a different thing. And the fact that Akpabio is challenging the court jurisdiction in Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's suit. She actually filed a suit against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Also, I'll be playing a voice note where Okpayemi Bamidele was reacting to the House deciding on the report for Natasha's 6-month suspension. Also, there is a former senator who was on Arise Television today clarifying exactly where the lawmakers, the House of Assembly members, went wrong in handling the case of Natasha. All right, we're looking at the technicalities. We need to understand the rules of engagement, and if indeed the Senate that is supposed to know better other senators that have been there more than 2 or 3 times, if they handled this case well, if they obeyed their own rules of engagement, we'll be looking into that as well. Secondly, or rather, number 3 is the fact that the president has disclosed that the subsidy removal policy is yielding results. President Bola Tinubu has declared that his fuel subsidy removal policy is yielding the desired results, that prices are gradually declining. So you know that whole deregulation thing, right? If you go to MRS and then you go to another, maybe Owando, you see that the price differs. So it now depends on you what filling station you want to go to buy petrol, so long as maybe one is more affordable than the other. So the president is asserting that investors are actually showing interest in the Nigerian economy. Development he attributed to the removal of fuel subsidy, a policy he introduced on the 29th of May 2023. He made these remarks today while he was inaugurating the National Youth Council at the presidential villa in Abuja. Now, my analyst today will be telling me if that indeed is true. I'm going to start off, interestingly, with Barrister Darlington Agumo. Barrister Darlington, good evening. How are you?
Esther.
Sir?
Esther.
Sir?
How was the weekend?
My weekend was okay. We bless God, but it was hot. You saw me complaining. The heat was too much. Too much. I don't like it. It's too much. But there's nothing I can do.
Don't worry. The heat will not come another week.
No, but you go determine Lagos weather.
No, we control things here.
All right. What's up? What's going on?
It's okay, my dear. I think, thank God, it's another week.
Another Monday.
And another wahala.
Another one. All right, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, how are you?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Just better.
Just better.
I like the word better.
You like the word better?
Yeah, because that is truth in Nigeria.
That's the truth.
It's fluctuating like the price of fuel now.
Different. That means you're on the same role with the same scope with President Bola Tinubu.
No, we are not.
You're not.
No, we are not.
And interestingly, Mr. Ola Emmanuel, good evening. How are you? Thank you. Let me just tell you thank you, because I know what you went through today and the fact that you made it. So I want to sincerely do appreciate you for coming, because I understood how your movement was today. So thank you for coming this evening. I sincerely do appreciate it. Now, Barrister Darlington, please, are you feeling the policy of the fuel removal that the president is telling us is yielding results?
It's not.
But it has reduced from 1,000 something now, say 900 to 800 and something. It's not a good thing.
Look, when you are leading a people, don't just assume that all of them are fools. There are intelligent ones among them who can decipher what you are doing.
Okay.
Just last week, we discussed this fuel subsidy thing. And we are asking, because it came out from the Punch newspaper, that the federal government is looking for a way to pay NNPC 7.7 trillion naira fuel subsidy. We are back, because we are asking, what is fuel subsidy again? How did that name come up again after they told us it is gone? Then this morning, the papers are saying that fuel import have jumped to 15 trillion. Today's paper. Now, if you add all these things together, are we truly enjoying any fuel subsidy removal? The answer is no. Let me tell you what is going on. The NNPC people that are bringing in fuel, they cut down prices only to go and collect the subsidy, the shortfall from the government. That is where that 7.7 trillion is coming from. If not, if fuel subsidy is gone, where are we now paying this for 7.7 trillion? Under whose pocket is it going? Remember, it's an NPC. It is only in this country that a regulator will be a player. Because NNPC is supposed to be a regulator here. But it's a regulator, there's a player, and he's importing fuel and then selling below price, so that at the end of the day, they will calculate that shortfall and then go and collect it from government of fuel subsidy. So, President Tinubu is not telling us the truth. He's not. The fuel subsidy thing, we are still paying it. Even higher now. We are paying fuel subsidy. Quote me. Let Tinubu bring out the records. With this thing we are hearing now, Nigeria is paying fuel subsidy. If not, where did the 7.7 trillion and they calibrated it on monthly basis how much we are paying every month. So who is importing the fuel and who are we paying fuel subsidy to? Remember, OVH was taken over by Owando, and then Owando bought the downstream sector of NNPC. So technically speaking, Owando owns OVH and NNPC. So Owando is the one we are paying this subsidy. And who owns Owando? Your guess is as good as mine. So we are paying subsidy today. From all indications, we are paying subsidy. Let nobody be deceived. If not, whom are we paying that 7.7 trillion to? And why are you importing when you told us that fuel subsidy is? When the National Assembly, the Senate, I think, or the House of, they called the Minister of Finance, Wale,
yes,
come and tell us this subsidy, how much have we collected, you know, how are you paying our foreign debt and all that. Immediately they mentioned it. This man said, no, we cannot discuss it in the open here. Let's go inside and talk about it. That was when I knew that something is going on.
So
exactly. So why are you now making it a hidden agenda? We are paying subsidy, my dear. Let nobody deceived. So when they bring this fuel to make Tinubu look good, they will reduce the price.
You say it's to make him look good.
Yes, that because okay. Look at it.
Look
at it now. He's making proud. He's being proud of it now.
Is he not supposed to be proud of it?
Because
it's part of the renewed hope agenda.
No. There is no sincerity in it. That's my concern here. Look at how he's making proud of it that the fuel subsidy is yielding fruit. Meanwhile, you are paying subsidy. Look at the contradiction now.
There was a time that the Minister of Finance was invited, the CBN governor was invited, as well as the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning. They were all invited. Now, in that particular invitation, I remember the Senate trying to ask them a breakdown of what they have used as subsidy removal. As at last year, we heard that they had saved 5.7 trillion naira in subsidy removal. So the question now is, where is the money going?
Good.
Because if you say that you're going to redirect those funds to other sectors, which includes housing, agriculture and infrastructure, which of the projects have you started and what accountability are you giving for that? We've not heard anything.
And why are you still borrowing money?
Exactly.
Why are you still borrowing money? You can see the disease. So this money they are using to show up your fact and telling you that it's fuel subsidy is a lie. It's the money they borrowed. Is because sometime last year, was it? I think either this year, early this year, Tinubu borrowed $1.4 billion from World Bank.
He still intends to borrow another one. I think it's going to
show up with fuel subsidy removal. That was the specific time. That money was to show up fuel subsidy removal. This is on record. So why are you now coming to tell us that it's yielding fruit when you are borrowing to support what you did wrong?
But Barrister Darlington, some people will say you are just not being fair or objective in this. Okay, for example, during the 2022 campaign/2023 before the general elections, all the presidential candidates of the different political parties had said they were going to remove fuel subsidy. That was all that they said. What other method do you think they would have employed that would have been different from what the president did?
Let me tell you what would they have done right. They said they would remove it. Obi have told you how he would have removed it. Obi said it. How he would have if I said I am going to Lagos Island now, there are many roads to Lagos Island. Is that not true? I can choose the better option to get to Lagos Island and do my business and come back. You may choose the other way. Obi told you how he would remove that subsidy. He said it. Now, if you have done the right thing, why are we still suffering? Why are we not getting the benefit of?
Can you enlighten us on the right thing he said he was going to do? Because
Obi said he will make sure that the finances are working and that the economy have taken off. You know, he mentioned all the things he's going to do before he can now say, okay, let us remove subsidy. That was why it was very perfect. If they have allowed Jonathan to remove it in 2012, because the economy was okay then, we wouldn't have felt the impact. But this APC, they went to Ojota and said no. You know what happened. The same people have come now and doubled it. Now let me ask you, Esther. If we are paying subsidy for me, you said you are paying subsidy on the fuel I'm enjoying. Let's assume I was buying it at 200 naira without on subsidy. Now, if you now come and say no, you have been subsidizing this fuel. That's why I'm buying at 200 naira. You now said okay, you are removing that this thing I'm enjoying. At least you add another 200 naira as the subsidy you are paying for me. Maybe I will now be buying the fuel at 400 naira. Is that not logical? How come we are buying fuel at 200 max? When you came, you removed subsidy and the thing went to 1,000 naira, 1,002. Are you telling me now that this government was subsidizing fuel at over 1,000 naira? No, is it possible? Which economy will sustain that? In other climes, when they remove subsidy, it's about $3, 50 naira, you know, this small change. Because when you add the critical mass, it add up to something. But look at in Nigeria, Tinubu came and jumped into 1,000 plus. And they have been making this money every month. Now, listen again, oh. When PDP was in office, they were subsidizing 30 million liters of fuel every day for Nigerians. When APC came into office, it didn't jump to 68 million. From there, they have reduced it to, I think, about 40 something now. That means the actual price, the actual quantity of fuel they are subsidizing is not known. Because how could you be subsidizing something when the economy was okay at 30 million? When Nigerians bought cars and everybody was enjoying. Then under your hardship, the thing now went up to 68 million. Please, are we using the fuel to wash clothes or cook food?
Okay. All right, versatile.
So when you add all this, you see that these people have made more money than all the presidents put together since independence.
So when you say he has made more money, nine pockets they go.
No, he has made more money. Yes, now this government have made more money. So the question is, where is the evidence? Where is the evidence that they are collecting this subsidy from you and I every day? Because remember, it's every day.
It's every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Use your calculator, Nigeria, add this thing together and tell me whether if you are making that kind of money, do you need to borrow money anywhere? Tell me, do you need to borrow money? So this money that they are telling you that is a lie. Is the money they are sucking from you and I. Upon that, they are extorting money from you and I, from NEPA, from other areas. So when I say he's making more money, I have my facts. We never had it this bad when it comes to extorting money from Nigeria. We never had it this bad.
I'm telling you. Now, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, with what Barrister Darlington has tried to analyze, are you of the same notion, or would you say that the president's concept of trying to deregulate the downstream sector, whereby there's competition and at some point, you know, the price of petrol will reduce? Because already Petrolan is complaining that they are already experiencing losses. So were you told the same line of thought as Barrister Darlington as to the fact that it makes no difference, but it's worse or it's actually better? I want you to consider the purchasing power of the people for domestic items. I want you to also consider investors with this new regime, but that is with this new talisman of petroleum price. I also wanted to have in mind farmers, those who farm, right? The fact that now that the borders are open, if this particular situation has helped.
See, if you want to take an action, you have a plan.
Okay.
There's a plan. And then you look at your plan. And then you see how it will work. The experts will look at it. And everybody, you get it? It takes time before you put it down. Sometimes you do pilot study. You do before you now kickstart it. But the president came on board on inauguration day without any plan, no blueprint, no experts involved, nothing.
He said he had a blueprint, the renewed hope agenda, where he ruled out his manifesto and the process through which he wanted to do what he wanted to do.
That's not a blueprint. You don't write blueprint in your brain. It involves experts. Now the experts will come from with their own areas and put everything on board.
Which experts? Is it Wale Edu?
These are not experts now.
So what experts do you expect?
I'm talking about the sector has different areas. You want to talk about refinery, how we're going to put it in place. Experts will come and say this. There was a time the Russians said that the money you are using to maintain your refinery that is not working, we'll use it to build
you remember that during
two new ones for you.
Do you remember during the presidential chats, that question was asked from one of the journalists as to why there was no bridge, something, an elevator that we would have relied on before the complete removal of fuel subsidy? And he said, what there was nothing available. He said there was nothing. Number one, the budget for subsidy payment has elapsed. There was nothing that could help subsidize the issue other than the abrupt removal. That is what he explained. That's what he said.
And then when you remove it, the whole thing crashed. And then you are telling me this. That means it's not an expert. You get what I'm saying? It's not an expert. There's a problem on ground, and you want to remove the problem. And then they gave you what you need. And then there was more problem. Does that show that you know what you are doing? I'm asking, does it show that you know what you are doing?
He told us to be patient, that pains come before the gains.
Is he collecting salary? Is he collecting salary? No, is he doing it free?
You are not giving the president any breathing space.
See, the president, within a month, when he came into office, there was an increase in salary of all the political office holders. Were you aware of that?
And they bought them vehicles.
And they bought vehicles and everything, buy this and that, buy this and that. And it is Nigerians
and judges
that we need to wait.
And they got them houses too.
Why? You see, we all know that this thing, you get it, like in Yoruba, they will say that don't let me take it the higher one, I'll take the mild one.
Say it as it is and you interpret.
It says, when your high is producing this muco,
okay,
you remove it and show the high.
You remove it and show the eye.
Is that
in my language, you call it inshianya.
You remove it like that and let the eye know that you are the one doing this. So that is what is happening now. We all know what is going on. That we are being scammed in Nigeria. You get it? The only problem is that at this junction, we still don't know what to do to salvage ourselves. But we know that we are being scammed. You get what I'm saying? Because that very day, if there's a blueprint, that very day the president said all subsidy removal is gone. Do you know people who had fuel in their petrol stations? What did they do?
They skyrocketed it immediately.
That
they just saw queues.
That means a point.
Instantly.
Even those who supposed to they still have fuel they could have sold for like weeks, and they just skyrocketed because there was no plan. If there was a plan, you could have put things in place so that this will not happen.
But let me ask you, Mr. Lawal, do you think that also beyond the government, beyond these political bureaucrats, that we Nigerians ourselves, now we do ourselves go?
See, that's why they call it jungle. When you say jungle means there is no law.
But wait, when the president announced that removal, when they had not finished selling what they had at the old price, why did they skyrocket?
Why did the government? You should ask. Why did the government not know that?
Any form of control?
That's it.
To control those independent.
You knew they would do that now. Is it?
There was absolutely nothing.
No, excuse me, Esther. He knew they would do that. It's not their fault now. Everybody knew that is what is going to happen.
In a capitalist economy,
yes,
that's what happens.
They have to maximize profit. Okay, you are saying that investors are coming in. Do you think investors will not come in when the country is being milked? You are putting your people at the mercy of investors. So you think investors will not come when they see a very juicy place that they know they are going to maximize profit? Do you not think they will not come?
They will.
Let me give you a good example. When United was privatized, how much did you buy your SIM? I bought my SIM for 21,000 naira and it's still paying me now. Because the one I bought for 25,000
for 50,000.
50,000.
It's something that is giving free now. Is it not paying me up to now?
Telling us as low as 500.
And we are wondering. So this thing could come down to something like this, and we are buying it at we bought it at this amount.
All right.
So what I'm saying, there was no blueprint, and that is what we are still running in this country. There's no blueprint to put things in place. Everybody is just playing it a fire brigade method. There's fire burning somewhere. You just carry a machine and go there. Go and try to resolve anything that is left there. The fire did not finish everything. You remain 1-2 rooms. You just save that. You go to another place. No plan that how do we checkmate all this before it even happens. Now we are talking about NNPC. We are talking about still paying subsidies. Even when the government is saying they are not paying something, people see it and they bring out information that is not true. So many, and then we expect the government to come up with its own records and show the world and show Nigeria that This is what is going on. Oh. Have they ever brought up any record to us and show us that is that not how you can be reliable? Reliability means you put everything on ground for everybody to look at it. Is that not it? So you put it down for us. Let us all us. So why are we not having that? Why?
All right.
Up to
Mr.
now.
Mr. Ola Emmanuel, to you. The president said at the beginning, it seemed uncertain, difficult, and even hopeless. It felt like drawing water from a dry well. But today, the economy is turning a corner. Prices are falling, confidence in our economy is improving, and investors are showing interest. Technology is advancing, and you have opportunities before you. He was speaking to the youth. He said that they had a crucial role in advancing the nation's development. So, would your own response be different from Barrister Darlington and Mr. Lawal Ekundayo? At least seeing the positive, supposed positive reverberation of the president's impromptu announcement on May 29, 2023.
Esther,
Sir?
let's get this straight.
Oh, help me, please. It seems everything is corner.
I have said this time without number. That each time you have a government in place that makes their decisions so pulsive, there is no consideration for the masses. Every other thing the gentleman had put on the table, if anybody is arguing about it, let them bring their figures. I've listened to Barrister Darlington a number of times. He's an objective man. These are realities that is staring us in the face. If the president comes up to tell us things are in place, where are they? When there is complaint coming every day. I said this one other time, that by reason of my observations and the research I have done, I've come to understand that the budget of the Nigerian government, so to say, is not for the 200 million people. It is only for those people in the presidency, in the state, in the local government payroll. And that's the reason why there is nothing to show for infrastructures, health, education, name it. And if the president said that the economy is booming and people, investors are coming to Nigeria, perhaps that will be based on what he has put on the pipeline for his personal benefit, not for the benefit of the masses. And that's the reason why, after how many months in the office, there is nothing that is giving the Nigerian masses hope for the future.
All right.
And
We have a,
please,
we have a lot to look into. I don't want us to dwell so much. We have a lot of topics to look into. Barrister Darlington, this is actually for you because this has a legal angle to it. The leadership turmoil within the Lagos State House of Assembly took a significant turn today while the reinstated Speaker Mudashiru Obasa made a unilateral decision to change the legal representation of the Assembly in court. Now, this action incited anger amongst the 35 lawmakers who had previously voted for his impeachment. So at the Ikeja High Court today, where the matter is being adjudicated, Justice Yetunde Pinheiro postponed the proceedings to March 17 due to this new application submitted by the involved parties. Now, the lawsuits initiated by Obasa contest his removal from office on January 13, 2025, which was based on allegations of fraud, authoritarianism, abuse of power, and gross misconduct. So outside the courtroom, Obasa's lead attorney, Afolabi Fasanu, spoke to the media. He clarified the recent filings that it was a reaction to assertions made in court the Friday before, that's last week Friday, which is a central issue in the case is whether Obasa was present in the country at the time of his impeachment. So while this case is ongoing, the first question is this: does Obasa have the right, as a reinstated Lagos State House of Assembly Speaker, to make a unilateral decision about the State House of Assembly's legal representative without the involvement of the 35 lawmakers? I don't know if that is something he can do, probably because he's the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Could this be part of the authoritarianism that they accused him of before his impeachment the first time?
He doesn't have the right to do that because that house is a collective. He's just there as a speaker. He may be first among equal. He cannot take any decision without carrying the members along. That is a fact.
But they said it has escalated tensions because the decision to replace the Assembly's legal team without consulting the majority of lawmakers has further escalated tensions. Would he have done that without the permission of some persons, maybe the Governance Advisory Council or something? Because you just make a unilateral decision without your fellow lawmakers, probably because you're the speaker. Or do you think the legal team that was there before was not going to properly represent you? Or do you have a personal interest that you want a new legal team to help you achieve? We need to balance it. How does it work? Or the authoritarianism continues?
That was one of the major reasons why they impeached him. You can see that it had continued. That's it. And that's why I keep telling you that a snake will always be long. It can never change color.
I don't think Obasa has ever been a snake. He has always been outright with his attitude.
Hold on. I am telling you here now that a leopard cannot change his spots. When somebody is known for something at an adult age, how can you tell him to go back? It's only a small boy, a small child that you groom to the direction you want him. But when he has grown up, what are you going to do about it? You don't learn left hand at old age now. So Obasa is still the same authoritarian person he has been. And that was what earned him that impeachment, that removal, sorry. Now he has continued because he has gained power. And this is why I was blaming the lawmakers. This is why I was blaming them. For surrendering, for even with that Miranda to have even surrendered, because democracy is all about majority carries the vote.
So do you think that it was just her doing to just surrender? We saw how Obasa barged into the house. Later, security people that were stripped from him were returned. They stripped off the security attached to Miranda.
They should have left that place for Obasa. Let him be running with 4 lawmakers. They should have left that place for him.
But that's unconstitutional.
Well, that is it now. Until they come to their senses.
The case is in court.
Where
did all of this?
That is it. You took a matter to court. You have not waited for the judgment to pass. You now took unilateral decision to reinsert yourself, maybe with the power that are backing you. Is that not? Are you not calling for anarchy? You took a matter to court. Why not wait? Let the court look at it and they reinstate you. But you didn't wait. For reasons best known to those lawmakers. I don't even know why they surrendered. I don't know why. Is it that when they wait and say, no, we are not going to take, and then go to their houses and sit down, what will happen?
The Governors Advisory Council, they had actually tried to meet the president in Abuja a couple of times. I remember then we saw reports in the media that the governor tried to meet with the president, but he did not grant him any audience. So if the Governors Advisory Council met and they said the method of the impeachment was unconstitutional, it was like a coup d'etat. That was what they complained about. And Lagos State needed to restore sanity in the House of Assembly, and they did what they did.
If they have done the needful, Obasa wouldn't have had the temerity to come back and be causing problems.
What was needful they were supposed to do aside from
they should have asked him to go to court and wait for court to pass judgment first.
He actually went to court.
But why did he not reinsert himself as the speaker?
Are you sure he reinserted himself as the speaker, or somebody actually gave an order?
The fact remains that he's there now as the speaker. Yes,
okay,
now.
Who were the persons that ordered for security to be returned to him?
We don't know.
He barged into the Lagos State House of Assembly. We did not hear the IGP make any statement. The IGP did not even come out and recall nothing. And then Miranda's security detail was stripped from her. We were not getting any information. So somebody was pulling the strings from somewhere.
Maybe that person is spirit. We don't know the person. It is left for those. Yes, it is left for those lawmakers to come and tell us who was doing all this. And that's why I keep wondering, how could one man now overshadow 37 of them? How? You mean they could not muster the muscle to say, no, we will not agree? How
did you want them to do that?
They should have insisted or leave the place for him now. Let only him be running the place.
For the first 2 days, actually, when he barged in, he was the one that was in charge of the house with the 4 lawmakers.
What came out of it?
Well, later they said that they had a meeting.
As long as they did not form a quorum, nothing they do there will pass the test of time. Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
So I don't know why they surrendered to Obasa. And now look at what is going on. He has gained more power. Very soon now, he will ask all of them to leave that place and then appoint his own lawmakers. So
he has assured that he doesn't have any grounds with anybody.
Are you serious?
That's what he said.
Don't listen to what they are telling you. Look at what they are doing. What he's doing now, does it show that man had respect for other lawmakers in that house? You unilaterally change the legal counsel for what reason? Are you the one paying him from your pocket? Is it not the house, the money for that house that they used to pay the lawyer?
In an ideal thing, It is not an individual thing. Let's get these things straight. I keep saying this over and over and over. Until we begin to think more positively, we can't get anything right.
Are you saying our politicians don't think positively?
Most of the time, about 99.9% of their decisions are impossible.
So how do we keep electing people who don't think positively?
Who elected them? Who elected them?
Do we actually elect them?
They were not elected.
When somebody told you that power is a snatch, grab and then run with it.
So are you saying the result that INEC announced to us is not a result?
You have brought the issue of INEC again.
No, I'm just saying now, because when you make that statement and say who elected them, so somebody just wrote the result and pasted it.
Remember when they were arguing about how some people contested the election and how they paid for their campaign and all that. One man who told you that he sponsored himself, that he paid for his election, that he doesn't have any godfather, that he paid it with his own money. So what are you now saying? Tell me, what are you saying? Esther, you were here when Atiku brought a very damaging document that would have redefined our electoral system in Nigeria. What did the Supreme Court tell you? That the document came late. They didn't say that it is invalid or that there is no truth in it. They just told you this document you brought is late.
They said it did not come in during the tribunal.
That is what it means.
No. They are up before them. Meanwhile, they have done this in the past, and we gave them references where the Supreme Court have admitted the documents, just to validate a claim. Now, let me ask you, if somebody have stolen my property, and I now brought a document or all the evidence before the court, I say, look, my lord, this man stole my property. This is evidence to what I'm saying. Look at this document. This is the document of my car. Or, all the things that claim that I'm the owner of this car. And one man stole it and is driving it. And I now came to court, look at the evidence. The court said, no, since I've been driving this car, it means that I came late. This document I brought, it came late. So I should not allow him to continue with my property that he stole. That's just the meaning of what Supreme Court did.
Like what happened in the Senate now. They did it in the Senate.
Now, Falana, who is a legal representative.
Dead on arrival,
Yes, Falana, who is a legal representative, said it is not in the law that a plaintiff can impose a lawyer on the defendants.
I'm telling you.
The 35 lawmakers have chosen our team to represent them, and we're carrying out their instructions.
Exactly.
The court proceedings are part of an ongoing power struggle within the Lagos Assembly. Obasa was removed as speaker. Now, tensions rising. All eyes are now on the next court hearing on March 17, where the court is expected to address the legality of Obasa's impeachment and the legitimacy of his reinstatement. So if the court had not yet decided, he was supposedly, according to how Obasa's narrative is coming from, he was illegally impeached because the impeachment process wasn't conducted. That is what Obasa is alleging. And then the court is now saying that his reinstatement also is not legal. So if a lot of illegality is taking place, who is sanctioning this illegality? And what is the purpose of the constitution that we have?
It is left for the lawmaker to say, no, this lawyer you brought up or no, we don't want him. It is left for them to resist it. Because if Obasa brought a lawyer for them, that means he'll be dictating the tune.
Basically, the essence of Obasa bringing in a legal team is to have a firm control of whatever he wants at the national at the state assembly.
Would Obasa have taken that unilateral decision without the permission of somebody or anybody in the governor's advisory council?
If he has taken the decisions with somebody involved, why are the 35 lawmakers complaining?
Not only
they
that,
may not even be in the know.
They may not be in the know. And I'm asking them to resist it.
Fine,
they should resist it.
It is completely wrong in legal.
Is it possible that those 35 lawmakers got there through the help of someone, because they seem to be powerless to execute their rights?
How could you be powerless when you are made as a lawmaker to a state?
You see.
Esther has a point.
No, but it's true now, because they seem weak. Even when they were presenting to the press, they seemed like, what is this now? Like, we were told to do something, we did it now, you're now countering what we did. What kind of position are you placing us? That's how it looked.
Wait, there's a statement I want to make here.
Okay, please.
The statement is this godfatherism we're talking about. Godfatherism in which, like Wike and Fubara, I am the one who put you there, you must do what I like. That's exactly what is going on in Lagos State Assembly. You get it? That so I put all of you there. Therefore, I will decide what direction you need to go.
Then it means there is a very wide gap between reality and ideal.
That's why you say we don't vote them there.
That's it.
Because most people cannot identify them that, oh, this man came to campaign, this is the person that I voted for. They were just told, vote for APC. That's why when you get to that ballot box, a paper, you will see party only. You don't need to, INEC doesn't give you permission. You get it?
You don't have a face.
You don't
just
have a face.
Logo.
You only have a party, so you can put an animal there. You can put a madman there. You get? No, let's face it, because you don't see the person you are voting for. So when the person got there, somebody will be dictating. And when the person is dictating, whatever you do, the direction is what. Like you are telling me that they remove him illegally. What do you mean illegal? When 27 people vote?
No.
Excuse me.
That's what the court is actually trying to decide.
Wait, I'm coming. The court is deciding.
They have not decided.
That's what they are trying to decide.
They have not decided.
Let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence. Before he was elected, they voted majority. Is that not it? Now, when he was removed, they voted majority. So what's illegal there? They want you, they put you there. They don't want you again, they remove you. And you are telling me it's illegal. What is legal? They don't want you there. Even if you didn't embezzle anything, they have the right to vote you out. Is it wrong?
It is still a show to prove to Nigerians and the world over that
we don't
the
have
way
democracy.
and manner we handle things in Nigeria.
We don't have democracy.
We don't.
There is no democracy.
There's no democracy.
And we are not always civil in their
where lawmakers
approach to
cannot
things.
say cannot speak their mind. They are hampered.
If you have 35 lawmakers and the 35 lawmakers do not have a stand to be able to resist the decision of an individual, something is wrong somewhere.
Very, very
and
wrong.
it is not just this happening in Lagos, it is virtually
across
all states.
All states.
Look at
All
what
states. Because why? The party
doing.
that is dictating things brings up whosoever they want. It's true that they can control. So whatever the party decide is actually what the governor or the person in question handle things. It is completely contrary to what is ethical in a civilized world.
Yes.
And it is high time we stop this thing. I keep telling us something. Now,
is high time?
It is high time. The law is not made for us all. The law is made for some selected person. When it is in favor of the people that is in power, they know how to polish it. They know how to
navigate around.
But when it is against a less privileged person, a common Nigeria, they want to make sure that this is the state of the law. And that's the reason why all these things is happening.
And Obasa didn't realize something. What he didn't realize is that when he was removed, 27 lawmakers removed him. Majority removed him. 37. They removed him. So majority removed him. So whatever he's doing now is illegal. You get?
So this is
because
this is based on the earlier assumptions made by the lawmakers: authoritarianism, fraud, and abuse of power and gross misconduct. With this action now, it actually clarifies or illustrates exactly.
There is no other way to prove the authoritarian approach of his leadership style.
Exactly.
Barrister Daniel, I want to say something.
Yes, remember that last year, EFCC froze 3 accounts owned by Obasa because of the amount of money they saw there. Is that not enough indictment? Is that not? Because they calculated his salary couldn't have given him that kind of money. An account he opened where he was using it for phony contracts. EFCC said it. So what happened to that? Because he's claiming innocence here. And then 2, the GAC, I've told anybody who care to listen, is an aberration, is an illegal assembly, is an illegal body. How do you create GAC? Governance Advisory Council of what is that?
They advise the governor.
I have told, please show me where it is in the constitution where that body was created by the constitution. To do what? From Lagos State to the federal, where is that body created by any constitutional body in Nigeria except in Lagos State? Except all these aberrations are coming from Lagos State. Governor's severance package started in Lagos State.
Severance package.
Yes, started in, and somebody has been collecting it up till tomorrow.
Yes.
In this Lagos State. All these aberrations.
It has extended to other states.
I said it started here. All these aberrations. Why is it? And you call this place a center of excellence? Have you seen why I quarrel? I'm telling you, I quarrel with some of the things going on in Lagos State, and Lagosians are tolerating it. So at what point are we going to say no to this rubbish? At what point will Lagos be their own man? I mean, any governor in Lagos State. will be his own man. Look at the
Are you saying Fashola was not his own man?
He wasn't. Oh.
So you don't think Fashola was supposedly more assertive?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. In some ways, he just managed to enter second term, and then now cage him. That's the truth.
I liked Fashola.
You may like it, yeah. You may like it, but look at what was going on under his watch. Under his watch, we never had a commissioner for works. It was Akpabio who worked with Tinubu, and you and I know what happened. It is from that contract. Look, if you want to eat government money, it's from contracts.
Plenty contract.
I said, if you want to eat government money, contract is the name. One contract that will cost 10 million naira, they will just add 000, it becomes 10 billion. Is it not contract? That's what we use to construct it. Fashola constructed the Ikoyi Link Bridge. The House voted 17 billion for that bridge. By the time they finished that contract, it ran to 27 billion. And when they asked me what happened with the 10 billion, they said it was variation and not. Did you bring it to us? Nobody answered that question. Look at ordinary YouTube he opened. You saw the controversy. 78 million naira to open YouTube for government. You saw it. And these are the ones that came to limelight too.
Don't talk about the ones that did that. We don't know.
So where do you think somebody made all the money? Because I have checked. Other governors that have ruled Lagos State, they weren't this rich. How come it is only one man that went passed through this Lagos State and things turned upside down? And he became richer than he almost.
It was early because we've been getting reports.
So it is this money that have made them so powerful. They will use it to compromise anybody and everybody.
I made mention of that last.
All right.
That was all. Nothing else.
All right. Let's take a listen to this, and then from there, I think before then we'll talk a little bit about it, and then we'll open the phone lines. Properly.
1999, where we discussed this matter. Unusual for the Senate to make mistake. And we have a platform for senators in 1999 where we discussed this matter. And the structure of the Senate has provision to avoid this type level of mistake. We have the Committee on Judiciary and Legal Matters that will have been given the opportunity to review the report of the Ethics Committee so that they will not make this level of blunder. One could see clearly that they went on a frolic and it was a self-serving report. They didn't refer, they didn't believe that there have been senators before them and what has been the action of the reaction of the judiciary to this level of suspension. Natasha is the sixth senator to be suspended, from JKF Waku to Omar Gege
to Ningi to
Ali Ndume. And the court has frowned very vehemently to that kind of attitude. And they should have already known that what they are doing was just going on a heroic adventure, which could be prevented. And it is a pity. During our days in the Senate, we had elders, people who are old, who are mature, that this sort of issue should have been discussed in-house. Like the relocation of seats is normal, but it is not when a senator is entering the chamber that you now tell the senator your seat has been changed. It is totally administratively wrong. If you are changing a seat, which is okay, you will have convey this decision to the senator prior to the resumption of the plenary, so that you will have known that, look, as I'm going in, they've changed my seat, and the session account will now show me the new seat. But for you, it is unconventional for you to just enter the chamber like that, and somebody tells you, look, this is not your seat has been changed. It is very unusual. It is a little bit of, somebody will be curious, why this of this should happen at that level of responsibility. No, it is not right. for them to take this decision. And Nigerians have seen that if Natasha goes to court, it is clear that you've gone outside your power and authority. You cannot strip the lady, this distinguished senator, for being a senator. It is not possible. It's not your responsibility. The senator was voted for under the Nigerian constitution, and you are a minority. The majority in our constituency voted for her. How can you say they should not pay her salary? You are not the one determining her salary. It's the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation Commission that determines salary of a senator. How does that not become your responsibility to say you will not be paid? Where constitutionally there is, under section 111, a commission that is responsible for the provision of payment to senators. You said they should withdraw security. You are not the Inspector General of Police. That is the man responsible for deploying policemen to senators. So all these things they have done, honestly, they did it in a hurry. They should sit down and readdress it and make necessary adjustments there. There must be order in the Senate. And she, out of inexperience, she exposed herself to that level of embarrassment.
Exactly.
What normally she should have done was to run quickly to the seat and continue. But when you insist on talking from a seat not allocated to you, I think the Senate President has, authority to debar her from talking. But that Section 10 is so crucial that under any condition, if anybody raises that order, you must listen to the senator, but not when you are not properly seated. She should have just run to that place and talk. Nobody could have prevented her. But she shot herself on the foot by insisting on remaining at a position not allocated to her.
All right. And then the rush for the process is 24 hours, because you talked about that.
That is Nigerian factor. Now you have to rush to make sure that you achieve your aim. They know what to do. They know that they have to consult widely. There is a committee on judiciary and legal matters that should have looked at that and tell them this is not possible. This will be, rubbish by the judiciary, because there are precedents. How can you commit an offense? You know that it is against the law. You didn't elect the woman, and the way they were talking, it was total ignorance of the privilege of a senator to say she should not parade herself as a senator again.
No, it was not ignorance, it was bias. In fact, before that judgment was made, I had pointed out occasions where I saw bias in the ethics committee, and I was correct.
How can you say a senator should not parade herself?
So it was bias. So in fact, let me also even tell you this, sir. Do you know, in order to be able to perpetrate their sinister act, they moved the day forward. They moved the time 30 minutes forward. And I pointed out on air last week. I showed the bias, and I was correct.
All right. This is basically the situation. I had to play this because that was Senator Adeshe Ogunlewe, former Minister of Works and Housing, and he was actually reiterating the fact that both the National Assembly and Senator Natasha Akpoti they were wrong. Now, for Natasha, we know that she's a first timer, so maybe she has not properly grounded herself. He's saying that she could have gone to the new seat allocated to her and still stood on her Order 10. But he's also saying that the Senate were not supposed to have changed her seat without informing her. So you inform that your seat is changed. So when you come, you know that you're going to that seat. So obviously she took it personal. Like there is something going on, that you changed her seat without informing her and she will not go to her seat. So if she had obeyed the Senate rule, gone to her seat, raise up her hand, indicate that she wants to speak, she can lay out her grounds. Now, if she's been raising up her hand and the Senate President is not noticing or attending her, then she can stand up and read out Order 10. Now, the reason why I'm coming on this is that the technicality is basically where the decision of the Senate Ethics Committee made their conclusion on this. Now, they were meant to investigate the entire situation. They actually gave a date for it, but then they backtracked. They slotted a date earlier, and most of the House members that were meant to be present went for an event. so they were not actually around. Now, Senator Natasha Akpoti, was she supposed, if she had any issues personally, was she supposed to come to the court, to the Senate Assembly to say it? Was she supposed to go to the press to say it first, or she should have gone to court? That's what a lot of technical people are talking about. But for this senator, he's saying that the Senate, the National Assembly, were wrong. They were rushed. They intimidated her, and they're not supposed to see her gender. Everyone is equal because she was voted in, and they also do not have the right to take off her salary, take off her security. So if they do not have that right, if it is against their constitution, on what order did they give all of this?
That is why we have said it, that there is some element of bias here.
No, last week, I'm staying on this technicality because this was your own premise last week, the technicality.
Yes. I said it that, look, she didn't follow the rules, that the courts are there.
But in this case, the House too did not follow the rules. Both aired.
The House broke the rules before she...
Did I deny it? I said yes, they made a mistake, but to bring sanity, that was why Akpabio did what he did.
But no, is it Akpabio that was meant to do what he did? And to bring sanity, were they supposed to break the laws to bring sanity?
No, that is why the courts are there. I said that the woman has the opportunity to go to court to seek.
She has gone to court.
Because we said it that other people that went through that route, it was the court that reinstated them and told them they have no right. They gave them only 14 days if you want to suspend them. 14 days. Why 6 months? That is what I was saying that day, that look, this woman has to go to court instead of all this bickering and bringing in sexual harassment and all that. It will not help her case. Go to court and then look at the issues, the thing they did to you that is wrong. Seek for redress. Don't go there and keep telling people he was harassing me sexually. How can you prove it? It cannot be proved. That was my stand the last week. And now, I don't think anybody have come to contradict me apart from what they are saying.
Mr. Lawa Ikundayo.
I have a reservation on
it. Okay. Please, go ahead.
That sexual assault that she brought on board, if she was wrong, who proved it that she was wrong? Was she? You get what was it investigated? But they were talking about what she did wrong. No, but sir, they were not talking about.
The Senate is saying that their resolve, the conclusion for suspending her is not based on the sexual allegation. No, that's why I said they're saying that their conclusion is based on her attitude. Yes. For number one, not obeying the Senate president. She didn't stand up when he came in. That's one. Two, the seat that was allocated to her, she did not go to that seat. She stood on a previous seat and she was talking. That's what they claim that they are actually based on. But the thing is, 6 months, is it not too harsh?
I'm not even going to talk about that. I am going to talk about that rules and regulation in the House, which is very biased. Somebody who you have a petition against is presiding over that same case. Is it not something that they're supposed to stand up and say, no, the Senate president should just step aside until we conclude about this? And they do a thorough investigation and come up with to clear anything. The Senate president.
They didn't investigate anything.
He was even receiving the petition. The petition was presented to him again because she was bowing to him. Now let's face this: we are all, whether they are Senate or not, we are all Nigerians and we are equal before the law. Let us face it. It's only in Nigeria that we see that the law only catches somebody, a common man. When you are in the top, the law, find it difficult to get you. You are telling me you form your own rules and regulation. What is the Constitution saying? Now, you said she cannot sign a petition. And that's the first time I'm hearing that somebody cannot sign his petition. When you go to a station and they tell you to write a petition or you write your statement, is it not you that will sign it? If you want to resign and everything, excuse me, that's the first time I am hearing that you cannot sign it.
Let's focus on what the Senate claims is the main issue for them. Now, let's look at the situation like this. There have been other senators who have actually voiced out, whom they consider to have acted unruly. Some of them 2 months, some of them 3 months. Some of them sue the Senate. About 2 of them have won cases like that in the past. But here is the thing. The Ethics Committee, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Neda Emerson, who suspended Natasha Akpoti, obviously, based on his background, Nigerians, when things like this happen, they go and do a background check. Apparently, he's been disbarred in New York over allegations of multi-million-dollar fraud and gross misconduct. A document revealed that Mr. Emerson lost his bar license after swindling a client and absconding with legal fees without making a court appearance on the client's behalf. Now, also, this chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee is a minority person from the Labour Party. So, for Oyedele Bamidele, he's saying that it was a unanimous decision, that the House looked at it objectively without sentiments, that this thing that she did was wrong. That, number one, Senator Ireti Kingigbe from the Labour Party signed on the report for her to be suspended. The Ethics Committee chairman, who is a Labour Party person, not an APC, actually said she should be suspended. But the issue is, the Ethics Committee did not even give her an opportunity to speak. They didn't do any investigation, nothing. They just broke it. They just gave their judgment. So is that part of the rules of engagement in the House? If they don't follow their rules, then who indeed knows the rules in the Senate? Are the rules only applicable to a certain person but not applicable to a certain person? That's the essence. That's basically what we're talking about now. The confusion in this whole thing.
No, there's no confusion. The only thing, look, there is no law that cannot be challenged. There is no law. It is when you challenge this law that the truth will come out of
Does
it.
the Senate have the right to strip her of her salaries? Like you heard Senator
hold on. You heard me. I said this is the more reason why Natasha should have gone to court.
Okay.
To challenge some of these things. And I'm sure the court will frown at it, just like Ogunlewe said. They will frown at it because some
but you know,
these...
sometimes court processes takes time.
So I was going to say that.
No matter how long
Justice
it takes, they
is
will,
not cheap.
They are going
And
to
another thing is, you should be expected to get the best lawyer, get so many spend so much. Where would she get? But when they have seen
Justice is not.
Hold on. Listen, there are many lawyers who could handle this case based on the fact that it's a human rights violation. There are pro bono lawyers all over the place. This thing is not a difficult thing for you to prove or whatever. The facts are there. This rule that you applied against this woman, is it your rule? Is it your standing rule? Oh yeah, let us see your standing rule. Under what section are you acting? You are giving 14 days. You are not taking it to six months. And so where did the extra power come from? So these are things that she can no. In fact, you don't even need to speak too much on it. The facts will be speaking for itself.
Does the Senate have the right to take off her security?
Tell
her to not to parade herself as a senator.
We have said all these things that these are the things that they violated.
These are the things. They are violations.
That's the more reason why she should go to court to restore these things back. It's not something we can debate here and talk.
Senator Natasha has been planned before the execution.
She has been planned before.
Yes.
You sound spiritual in this.
No,
mandate.
it is not a spiritual angle. What I'm saying this is this now. If it is in the rule of order in the Senate that we are not supposed to remove somebody's seat without informing him, why do they do it?
And they are not even talking about their own errors at all.
They never see that what we are about putting on the floor against this lady, against this senator, is the wrong thing to do. There is a saying that says that he that will come to justice, equity will go with clean hands. Now, if the senator themselves are not using the right model for judging the case, then why are they saying what she has done? Her reaction was wrong.
I see they have been perfect.
So it is not the thing that this. No, so the best thing for Natasha to do is to go to the law, look into this case, like Barrister Darlington has said. There are several lawyers. There are several human rights activities that will fight this case and get to the limelight of it now. So she has to just follow the process and ensure that is done.
But Barrister Darlington, why does she have to be the one to follow the process? Why can't the Senate follow the process?
When she goes to the law,
you are the one.
The law will now query the National Assembly.
You are the victim.
But you know that the law has not been fair in a couple of instances.
Let us not. The Senate. I want to say something.
Okay.
Even if she goes to court and she won, they will still be happy because they are punish her and it doesn't take anything from them.
No.
I'm coming because normally what check will the court put such things will not occur
again.
The only thing they will do is just to give us back her salary, but they will have punished her for like maybe 2 years or 8 years that they've done. Is there a way by which the court will sanction the national compensation?
Barrister Darlington, you want to bring in legal perspective?
Yes, listen very well. There is something we call functionality of conflict. Every conflict has a function. It is from that conflict that some of the truth will come out and it will set a precedent. If things like this don't happen, how are you now going to subject our laws to forensic investigation and interrogation?
Okay.
Yes, it has happened under the 10th Senate.
All right.
the 11th and 12th Senate may come in and make the same mistake. You still go back to court. As much as you commit infraction, you must be subjected to legal what? Examination. And then the right thing will be done. So let nobody deceive that after this, it will not happen again. It will happen again because it has happened before.
All right.
It's just that these people, they didn't learn a lesson. And then the court will teach them a lesson. So it is from this conflict now that so many presidents will be set.
All right.
Look at it this way, please.
Right.
It's very important.
Okay.
Remember, let us just suppose it with Nnamdi Kalu's case. When he raised alarm that, look, oh, this woman, this madam that is trying me, this justice, he have a case. The husband have a case with the son. And under that circumstance, look at what I think, oh. They want to use me as a bargain to free the son and the husband. I don't want her to try me.
All right, let's take a very
because
short
of that, did you see what happened today? Yesterday. They changed the lawyer. They changed the judge managing his case.
All right. Let's take a very short break. All right. And then when we return, we'll take your reactions. Do kindly stay with us. This is your number one radio station at VOP 90.3 FM.
It gets one abba what's strong kakaraka? What's been the name?
Domin Herbal Powder is your number one immune booster for general well-being. It also helps people with high blood pressure, diabetes, and all other chronic diseases. Domin Herbal Powder is organic. Just add a teaspoon and nursing mothers. Domin Herbal Powder for your overall well-being.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. This is Evening Rush on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku. We've been looking at quite a lot of issues. I actually have Barrister Darlington Agumo here, Mr. Lawal Ikundayo, and Mr. Ola Emmanuel. And we've been having quite the conversation. It's time for us to actually get your reaction. And obviously, I've been seeing quite a number of your messages. Okay, trust me, I'm going to take them. I'm going to really take them. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. Please, let's keep it short and simple, 60 seconds, all right? Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. Welcome. How are you?
Good evening, Esther. Good evening, Barzala and the guest to the studio.
Good evening.
Yes. My name is Chike. I'm calling from Apapa.
All right.
Yes. Before I go on, Barzala, I just want to advise you. This issue of Natasha, you must be careful so that the Natasha matter will not drag your name into.
Why? We spoke on the technicalities now, where the Senate is coming from and where she's coming from.
Somebody that we respect. Millions of us will respect him.
God, look.
So, but the way he's taking Natasha issue may have some of us, begin to doubt some of his comments. But the way he's commented in other things, the reason why we love him.
But what did I say wrong here now?
No, it was a sexual allegation where you sort of kind of said that she was not meant to do that.
I have called several times in this studio and tell you that I work with Dave Umahi, who is a very close friend to Akpabio.
So they do the same business.
One-on-one. I know the lifestyle of this
Akpabio. Okay, so that's where you're coming from. All right.
So and if anybody wants to defend Akpabio, that person should be regarded as like Akpabio.
All right.
So let me just stop from there.
All right.
You have said much. You have said it. You have said it.
The issue of Obasa.
Oh my God.
I want to appeal to Tinubu, warn him, and also advise him. You see, the reason why we still have peace in Nigeria today is because the opposition are not they don't have that character that Tinubu have. That he must take power with all costs.
Because
let's take for instance, the obedient are the opposition.
Okay,
in Nigeria.
your 60 seconds has been expired.
Wait, let me just conclude.
Hurry up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. The others are waiting.
Yes. So we the obedient. If Obi come out on that press conference after 2023 and say that he resisting the rigging out of him, Nigeria would have exploded. Let's face it, Kemo stop all these things that winning election by 2027 is a done deal. It's not a done deal. It's because we are following up what our boss said.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, thank you. 08036929933. 08036929933. Festus is not the only person saying it. A lot of them are saying that 2027 is a done deal. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Oyedele. Calling from Akpabio.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
You see these mistakes of our lawmakers, both House of Assembly, House of Senate, where they are thinking about the prayer in their account box, they will never get it right. They will keep doing mistakes. That's why I love Chief Darlington. Anytime, in fact, when I remember him, whenever he's talking, I become happy. Forget about Nigeria issue.
You monetize it, oh. You monetize it. Now, let me tell you.
Big father, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well done, my dear.
Thank you. The number to call is 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
Good evening, all the guests today.
You're welcome.
My name is Godwin.
All right, Godwin.
Okay, please. In this matter, I don't want to be sentimental or emotional. I am not on the side of Akpabio, neither am I on the side of Natasha. I'm on the side of justice and truth.
Okay.
Now, this lady, I heard that she accused Amokri of sexual harassment one time like that. And later we found out that it's the truth. I heard that she has also accused some like 2 men. I don't know about those other ones. So, and she lied to her husband too. She lied when her husband asked her what happened. She said nothing. That was a lie. So, for that fact, I don't believe her yet. Because if she can lie about that man the other time and lie, and Akpabio, I'm not for Akpabio too, but for the truth. So that's my problem with her. She doesn't seem to be a character that I can vouch for due to what she has done in the past.
Due to her antecedents on the same issue of sexual harassment, yeah? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, in the case of her husband, I think it's just to, the husband and the Senate president are friends. So she didn't want to, make anything out of the whole thing.
She thought it will not happen again.
So she just decided not to talk about it. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. What's your name?
My name is T.C. Ojukwu from Ojo.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
What I want to say about Natasha, you know that sexual harassment is a weapon women use to accuse men.
This matter now is not on sexual harassment. Too. The resolution of the National Assembly is not on sexual harassment.
That's what they should separate it.
I want you to speak on the technicality of the Senate resolution and the fact that if indeed the Senate actually made resolutions, made a resolve on its own rules.
Secondly, she has no proof. As she's educated like her, she could have reported
she cannot start presenting the proof now. She will go to court to present the proof. Is it in the National Assembly you present proof? Is it on air you present proof?
Our callers are...
Who gave her attention in the first place when they said that petition was dead on arrival?
She refused to open up to the husband.
But why did the husband follow that to the Senate now? To the Senate House.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Your 1 minute has been exhausted.
The issue here is that the reasons for the suspension of Natasha, is it according to Senate rule?
The Senate standing rules. That's what the ethics committee is saying. And now we're now saying that the ethics committee for actually just saying her petition is dead on arrival without looking at it. That's the technicality. They themselves, they follow their rules. Secondly, stripping her of her salaries, taking off her security, telling her not to parade herself as a senator, and all those things. And then 6 months suspension, that long.
And we have condemned it here.
So that's basically what
caller,
we're looking into.
The caller that is mixing things up.
It's not the sexual harassment now.
No, please.
You understand? Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you? It's Esther Wachiku, sir.
Okay, Esther Wachiku. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody in the house.
Yes.
Good evening.
Please, I want to say something concerning our back, sir. Why somebody with a dream boo, no go give to the don't dream boo, make him come up for road, make him dream boo another people? I think they say majority carry the vote.
Not here. Not in Lagos State.
During the impeachment, it was majority now.
And majority statement.
So how come
we came back?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Oh, God almighty.
This is Mary. I'm calling from Texas.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening to Barrister Wellington and the other.
Good evening. Welcome, my brother. Mayor, how you doing?
I'm going to talk about the suspension of Natasha. Akpabio committed the same law when Saraki was the Senate president.
Okay.
You remember? Akpabio, there was a time Saraki was accused of buying bulletproof cars for it. And the investigation was Saraki stepped down from that seat and allowed his deputy to preside. Did Akpabio do that? Akpabio never did that. Akpabio is behaving like a small god. And for anybody, I thank God that Barrister Wellington has tried to reply because his comment last Thursday was was quite disappointing.
His comment was on the sexual harassment. That was his own opinion.
Sexual harassment, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody that finds Akpabio sexual harassment might not live to see the end of this because this man is guilty from his antecedent. But I even asked last time that does this man have a...
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, we've lost
Does
that call.
the
connection is gone on. It's gone off.
Please.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther Mati.
How are you, sir?
I called back. Why is it that when you come for APC will not agree in majority that carry the vote? Why? All this thing they are doing, I don't think they are thinking about tomorrow. This kind of thing will occur tomorrow. How are they going to expect that person to handle it?
But Barrister said it is a snatch it and grab it and run away.
That's their policy. That's their policy. Yeah, that's their policy.
They will live Nigeria forever. APC will rule forever.
So it is left for you people now to say no. We don't. This is not what we want.
Thank you very much. All of you will say we're all tired, but we'll talk about it. We're hoping that they are listening to make corrections.
It's not about them not listening.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Sorry. Good evening. How are you, sir? What's your name, sir?
This is Okangwelina.
Okangwelina. Good evening. How are you? Where's your location?
I'm right here next to you here.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
You people mentioned Senate whose license was stripped in the United States for corruption.
Yes, the chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee. Yes.
He's now sitting on top of the.
Yes, so.
Yes, he's now manning the ethics committee.
What an irony. Someone who was disbarred for an unethical code.
How come he appeared?
You see, most of the senators...
He's not the only one. He's not the only one.
Are you hearing me?
We're hearing you, sir. Go ahead.
Most of the senators you have there, they have a lot of corruption cases against them. Let me even pick Akpabio, who is having a running battle with all this sexual harassment. What happened to his own corruption case that EFCC was inviting him when he left this thing? When he left his governorship this thing. He has his corruption case. Now they buried it under the carpet and they want that man.
He has been forgiven.
People that are presiding over Nigeria. And you want foreign investors to come here. That's not laughing at you. You put corrupt people all over the country, running the affairs of the country, and you want Nigeria to run well.
Thank you. 60 seconds, don't finish. No wahala. 08036929933. You did not hear President say that the investors are coming in. Why are you people disputing the President?
Where are they?
That's what President said to the core members. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Okay, Esther Wachiku, this Evangelist.
Oh, Evangelist, go ahead, sir. You have 60 seconds.
No problem. How are you doing with your guests?
Well, doing well. We're all here together.
Okay. I greet those of my people over the abroad also. See, actually, the truth is that I don't think that we have what they call constitution. You understand? I don't think our constitution is working. If I can ask the barrister, is it true that our constitution is still working or is dead? Because if our constitution is working as it's supposed to be, like other other country, this what is happening or playing out in Rivers State, I mean in Lagos State, in in the assembly and other intimidation and the Federal House of Assembly, all these things, is this supposed to be playing out? So that is why I asked that our constitution, are you sure that we have constitution and we have democracy in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Thank you. 60 seconds have been exhausted. Okay, 08036929933. That's the number, and the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. 0817175638. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Samachuku.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
I'm calling from Oyedele, Apapa.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I hope I had this sound by the right. I was very happy when I heard that. This time, Yanko, they don't change them.
The what? The what? What did you say? They don't change what? Okay, yeah.
They reassigned a new.
Yeah, they are giving him a new this. Yes. Yes.
Okay, they have changed the woman.
Yes.
This new person they are bringing.
And the woman is in President Namdekalo. She said he's the most stubborn person she have ever met during her career. and the young man knows the law more than most lawyers.
No, but the thing is, if they could reassign a judge to his case, why didn't they do that since?
Because he cried out. If
they could reassign, why did you keep it this long?
That is why we are saying that
you asked for your right.
No, he had to do all of that, and people were saying that he was rude and all. He knew what he was talking about.
I told you here that there is functionality of conflict. That is the function. It brings out the worst and the best of all that is involved.
Hello. Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Fine. My name is Latif. I'm calling from Jigo.
Latif, are you on the road?
Yes. I have to call, please.
Please, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening. Please hurry up. You have 60 seconds.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
Mr. Ekundayo, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. Emmanuel, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing?
Please, Esther Wachuku, I want to beg for something, please. Hello?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're hearing you.
What about Sister Precious, please?
She's on sabbatical.
We are missing her so much.
In fact.
Barrister Darlington, your daughter, let them bring her back, please. Let the management, please.
Okay.
Please.
If she has decided to move on, Uncle, will you force her to come back?
Sir?
If she has decided to move on, will you force her to come back?
I will follow her anywhere she goes.
Oh, thank God, though, thank God. Just be listening. You may hear from her somewhere.
Even though she offend the management, they should forgive her.
Who said that? Who told you that? Like, can you imagine?
There's no issue here.
Who told you that?
Thank you.
Who offended you?
Thank you.
Right, 08036929933. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Mr. Wachuku.
Wow.
Coincidentally, we bear the same surname.
Yeah. Mr. Wachuku. Go ahead. Is this your first time calling in?
First time with you, but I've been talking with Ikame Jude.
Okay. All right, sir. Mr. Wachuku, please go ahead. Where's your location?
Okay, Ikotu.
All right.
We are treated as if we do not have value for rules, for regulations, for systems. And this is what happens when you make your institutions weak and you make the people stronger. That means they can sit and take any voracious decision and nobody can question it because they do it all the time and get away with it. And that is why in our highly placed Senate, things are done outside the rules. And it looks as if the person standing on the right is the wrong person. Unfortunately, it's a woman. Even when we are celebrating International Women's Day, we are just being a talk of ridicule in public spaces. But one day we'll keep talking, we'll get it right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for your
Thank you very much. That's the thing. We keep talking to get it right. This is the best that we can do. We keep talking until the right thing is done. What was that thing you called it? Functionality of conflict. Yes. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the Evening Rush.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Yes. My name is Shola.
Shola, where's your location,
calling
please?
in from my brother.
All right, sir. Go ahead, please.
I agree, Barrister Darlington and any other guest in the studio.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to toe the line a bit of the last caller.
All right.
I want to make reference to, I keep saying this whenever I call in, talking about Nigerian leaders' character. There was a particular senator that spoke out sometime last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember, maybe from Coup or Niger. He mentioned, he made an allegation against his colleagues that many of them are of questionable characters, like drug barons.
Yes. The NDLEA too has also mentioned of a senator that they saw drugs in his house, who wanted to do a vendetta against them. Go ahead.
Exactly. So we all know these things, you understand? Which means that our leaders, even if you look right from the president, they all have package of allegations, different things, even right to the vice president, the Senate president, and all. So all these things lies in our hands. I think the solution is from the people. Let us know our rights. Thank God for Barrister Darlington. Let there be orientation on how Nigerians can go about, not just blind protest, where to go to for electoral reforms, all those necessary things. Let people know their rights, how they can recall senators, voting, how you must be able to vote the right person and don't vote your conscience. Don't allow them to buy your vote.
Thank you
These
very
are the
much.
important things. We deserve the leaders we have.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Like I said, if the people are not united, this will not work. When you have tribal sentiments and political differences all the time, including religion, when the people are divided, they cannot have a common goal. This thing he's saying now.
The people are not divided because they want to be divided. The divisions everybody is seeing is caused by the politicians who have the interest to have things that will benefit them.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
This is Great Prince. I greet you, my beloved Barrister Darlington. And the other gentlemen over there.
That is Mr. Lawal Kundayo and Mr. Ola Emmanuel.
I greet you all.
All right.
Thank you. Good evening.
For the Senate President and the House, they make a way and invest him and for that they make the crime and the senator Alpata or whatever she is, I don't really know how they pronounce it, committed that crime. What do I mean? From the onset, I do say this. That was a young lady that newly came in the parliament. And the new position was given to her. And all of them saw what was playing, even the incident, before the incident began. And they did not move a motion against it. Not until the thing begin to cause brouhaha inside the Senate. And in somewhere along the line, I used to say this: what has the old age of Methuselah had to do with the wisdom of Solomon? They have been giving her so many opportunities to run some offices in the parliament, and she's doing it well. Then why is it that at the last time they came and they changed her seat without notifying her? This is what the sitting arrangement is all about. I believe that is wrong.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, we need to take all the calls, okay? I'm so sorry. 08036929933, 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Evening Rush. Turn down the volume of your listening device, either radio, whatever it is you're listening to.
Let me conclude my thoughts. My line went off.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, what's your name again?
Mayor.
Please tell us your name. Mayor.
Mayor.
All right, Mayor, go ahead. Yes,
My line
Mayor.
went off.
Yes, your line
So,
went off.
like I was saying, if our Senate President claims to be innocent, why didn't he take that NDDC woman? Because the only thing was asking last Thursday, asking somebody whether he has a proof.
He has sued her. He has taken that Joy Nunes case to court. Go ahead.
Yes, he would have taken Joy Nunes to court.
He has. He has now. He just did that. Yes, he has now. Yes.
After 5 years.
Because people were hammering on it. That why didn't he? So now he has.
Because the woman raised the issue now. Because the
For
woman
me,
raised
I think
it's a
for
criminal
me, in
matter. It doesn't
conclusion,
lie.
I think our Senate president is a total disappointment and listener because these things are avoidable. Supposed to control himself as a man. These allegations are coming too many with corruption and sexual. Like somebody said, it's quite unfortunate when people hear about our people occupying our leadership position from outside. It ridicules, it makes Nigeria a laughing stock. So unfortunate. I think it's high time Nigerians should wake up and take back our country that has been captured. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you so much. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
How are you?
Oh, fine. Good evening. Barrister Darlington. Good evening, sir.
Dayo.
No, this is not Dayo. This is Mr. Hussein.
All right, Mr. Hussein. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Oyedele, Lagos.
All right, please go ahead.
Please, Esther, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please, I want to point out some notice to you. I know you came into this the arena just newly. Please, you need to caution your caller because once you have a guest, is your guest, you prevent people from insulting them.
Did anybody insult him now? Nobody insulted him now.
Okay, please.
Nobody insulted him.
Excuse me. The way they attacked Barrister Darlington last week, you did not.
Okay, last week on Thursday.
You did not. Yes, you did not prevent them.
That is last week. Don't worry. I am the person. No, don't bother yourself.
A lot of the case was hot. Was very thriving then.
Tell them to discuss on the issue on ground.
No,
they did. That was the issue on ground. That was the issue on ground. They were just not happy with the take of Barrister Darlington.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
I am the one who's
all right. Thank you very much.
Let me say this. Look, there is nothing you will tell me that will make me angry on this platform. It's not
Remember
possible.
that no matter what he says, not everybody needs to agree with it.
Exactly.
And we try to allow people to express themselves. Nobody directly insulted him. They just said they were disappointed with his take. They didn't insult him like say, oh, he's crazy or whatever. They just said, Dallas, are you the one saying this? They didn't call him derogatory names. So please don't misconstrue stuff like this on air.
And at the end of the day, you will realize what I'm saying.
Like I said last week, when he was giving his perception. I remember saying maybe he's speaking from experience, and a lot of people too had his line of thoughts, but just majority did not agree with it. Exactly. So when people call and say, "Oh, I'm disappointed," you want me to tell them not to say that they're disappointed?
He's just concerned for Barrister
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
This is Grandma Maggie from Oshiri.
Grandma. Wow, how are you? How are you today?
I'm good to go.
I'm happy to hear your voice.
Good to hear you too.
All right, please go ahead.
Hello. They gave Natasha. They gave her juicy position. She be given, she's well treated among the females there. They gave her so many chairman this, chairman that. And when she was coming in, they didn't tell her where she was supposed to be as a newcomer.
Who did not tell her? They usually go through orientation. It's just that sometimes they don't take notice of a lot of things. They do orientation.
Like their rule book. Most of them don't read it.
They don't read it.
Okay, now they don't read it. But the mistake then, they were seeing her sitting at a place constantly before now. And these are the juicy positions she would have continued if she had allowed Akpabio. But she never did. Then Wahala started. Somebody accused her that she didn't tell her husband. But the husband, what she said was that it was Akpabio's birthday, and after Akpabio's birthday, her job is like following the somehow. So she doesn't want to create a scene. That was why she didn't tell the husband.
Okay.
But eventually she told the husband. Like Mr. Not Ola. your guest there. Sorry, I didn't get the guest.
Mr. Lawal
Ekundayo said there should be a measure, or there should be a punitive measure that should be meted out to this assembly for repeating this kind of a thing over and over and over again.
All right, Grandma Maggie.
Thank
you very much.
Whenever it is proven,
thank you very much.
The only thing they will get is to reinstate the person that suspended the illegal.
But she's saying that we beyond the reinstatement, those who went through their own illegality should also say there should be punitive measures from the courts.
And that is, if it is proven.
Well, let's hope that. Well, like I told you earlier, Senate President Akpabio has threatened to sue former acting managing director of the NDDC, Joy Nune, over her allegations of sexual harassment against him. And this declaration was made on Friday during an event which was held at the Senate chamber at the National Assembly complex to mark International Women's Day. So this antecedent is what a lot of Nigerians.
In the house.
Mr. Lawal Kundaya, Mr. Ola Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. My own contribution over there is this. The politicians, they have used money to divide the Nigerians. More especially,
can you turn down the volume of your radio?
Okay, I've done it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, as what Barrister Darlington says, the politicians have divided the Nigerians.
Okay.
By Igbo we hate Yoruba, Yoruba we hate Igbo, Hausa we hate these people we hate. That's why. If not, there's nothing we make Nigerians or the politicians not to give people this 2023 his mandate. But because of him from Igbo side, that is why we did not got that judgment in the Supreme Court. Well, but we believe one day God will surely answer us. That is only what I know. In 2027 we are talking about. It's the same thing that happens 2023 is the same thing that will happen 2027. Hence, you can go and grab it, run away with it, kill them, do this.
We shouldn't be expecting what happened in 2023.
We'll be surprised. The status quo may change, actually.
The thing is that in 2027, when they grab it, snatch it, and want to run with you, we'll catch them.
All right, let me take some messages now, okay? So for some of you calling, I may not take your call, so let me take messages. Right now, good evening, Esther. The EU removal of fuel subsidy by President. So unfortunate that the President did not wait to get to his office or even listen to his advisors before making that terrible statement that fuel subsidy is gone. As a matter of fact, he should come out again and tell Nigerians that his statement has failed him and that fuel subsidy is now back. Please, Esther, help us in Oshodi and beg NEPA to give us light. They should stop punishing us for the sins of Air Force people, please. You know when they did not give us light throughout the weekend? That was what I was thinking. That is that Air Force thing. God, it's true. Please, PSCN, pardon us, I beg, give us light. IKEDC, yes, IKEDC. Please, Ikeja Electric Distribution. Sorry, the Air Force beats you. Sorry, please give us light.
They should have forgotten about the
please, no verse.
Taking paracetamol.
Give us light. All right, unto those government officials who have looted this nation dry via NNPC and other means are giving capital punishment in their various communities where their kinsmen will see them, the looting will continue and those looters will keep cruising round town and cities after administrative bails have been granted to them by the judiciary. Does the executive have constitutional power to summon a legislature at the government house for a meeting? Well, we're all watching as the planet is listening. Comrade Abraham. Esther and VOP listeners, INEC of today is a headache. Yakubu of today's INEC is an electoral problem and politicians. Why can't they tackle the problem? Why not stop them? If not for corruption, Nigerians are bigger and sensible than your blame games. Yakubu Mahmood was there when Professor Nenna Oti of the Federal University of Owerri stood her ground to disarm politicians, allow people's will and constitution prevail in Abia's governorship elections of 2023. This INEC chairman invited her over in Abuja. Whatever happened, she stood her ground. She taught Abia politicians the language they understood. This same Mahmood hindered the will of the people and constitution in conspiracy to give way to the so-called politicians and asked us to go to court. We went to courts and the court nailed our victory on the negative, and he is blaming politicians. Yakubu should not take me for a ride if he thinks he can ride Nigerians. Today INEC is our problem. Is it the politicians that glitched the technologies on the day of presidential election? Capital, no. It was Yakubu Mahmood supervised INEC. If INEC behaves like Professor Oti, Nigeria is on safe hand. All right. Hello, Esther and fellow guests. I'm Andy from North Korea, a loyal listener of VOP Radio. I've been tuning in for updates. All right. Okay. You're asking of Precious. Well, like Barrister Darlington tell you, she's on sabbatical. Good evening, good people of the House. You think the president doesn't know what he's doing? He knows what he was doing. His plan was to be the one collecting subsidy and to render the marketers useless. Tony from Odogunyo. All right. Odogunyo. Yes, Tony from Odogunyo. Mabinu. Esther, which economy has begun to take shape? You're not yet president. Which price is beginning to crash? Our president is telling us that. Which investors has come to invest? Plenty, according to the president. Who is deceiving this man, for crying out loud? Now, wow, Idowu Henry from Oyedele. Idowu, are you where president? Is he seeing the investors? All right, he's seeing the investors. Okay, I salute you, gallantry, my gallant friend, radio presenter, Lady Esther. I salute you. Thank you. I salute all the gallant wise men in the house. I hope you all are highly motivated this beautiful evening. The motivation messages for this beautiful evening are potential for good or harm is often proportionate to our influence and abilities. God bless our gallant country. Good jobs always. From Osi Morale at LT Genta Lagbaja Army Cantonment, Ikeja, Lagos. Thank you, Uzi. God bless you for your positivity. Good evening, Esther. I am disappointed by Mr. Darlington, who used to be my favorite. Since his slander cast, I wonder if that's how he would lambast his wife and daughter, supposedly. All right, Natasha displayed a high sense of decency by not being allowed to be bullied and given to her. She stood her ground, which makes me place her in a high pedestal. Collins from Seaside Estate, Aja. All right, Collins. Good evening. Removal of fuel subsidy would have been done differently by Peter Obi if he is president of Nigeria, because he said he would fix our refineries and start to remove the fuel subsidy region by region to know if it will work or not. Leo from Lagos. Good evening, Esther, Barrister Darlington, and our guest. Una, well done for speaking truth to power tonight. And Babiji from Ushudi. All right, thank you very, very much. Okay. Interesting. Please, okay. The APC administration is driving Nigeria into sophisticated corruption, and NNPC and INEC are the drivers of the corruption. I said it before, when NNPC came up suddenly to announce that Warri and PH refineries have started working, that was another Nigerian air carrier by Hadi Sirika. That period was when Nigeria imported more fuel. They are doing Nigeria, the more you look, the less you see. Today, NNPC wants to collect fuel subsidy money. Fuel subsidy money from where now? Chema from Agbara. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very short break. Remember, we always give you benefits whenever we come on this program. Interesting benefits, trust me. And you will love it, because this benefits is for every one of us. When we complain about Nigeria's matter, we also look at the positive side of bettering ourselves, all right? Making things better for us, making sure that life works well. So we actually have Kudos in the house, all right? Kudos Homes is here to give us that luscious, first, interesting and impressive packages. So we'll be taking a listen to Kudos. How are you?
I'm very fine. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us today.
Exactly. Once again, my name is Victor from Kudos Homes Limited. And as Esther has already said, one of the most important things in life is having an investment that can stand the test of time. Having an investment that can stand the investment on earth that can last forever is earth itself. So start thinking about having a property investment, and that's why I'm here tonight to tell you about the different locations that we have and their prices. So let me start from Lagos. Now here in Lagos we have in Agbowa Ikorodu. Now the name of the estate in Agbowa is called Kudos City. Agbowa Ikorodu is called Kudos City, and it's going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. 1.5 million naira per plot. Now the plot measurement is 500 square meters. And also in Omuketu Ekpe, we have Kudos Heritage Phase 1, and which is going for just 3.5 million naira per plot. Kudos Heritage Phase 1 going for 3.5 million naira per plot. We also have the Kudos Heritage Phase 2 located in the same location in Omuketu Ekpe, and is going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. And we have Kudos Heights in Omuketu Ekpe, which is going for just 4.5 million naira per plot. So what are you still waiting for? Now the number to call is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514. So start calling these numbers, because every of our property locations are strategic location where good development are going to, and when you buy them, they appreciate very, very fast. Now let me take you to Delta State, where we have the Fairview Estate Phase 2, which is located in Ibuzo main town, very close to the Asaba International Airport, very close to the airport, and it's also close to the first and second Niger Bridge. So if you are looking for a property location that is very close to the east, to all my eastern brothers, this is a location that is very suitable for you. Now, and it's going for just now, the Fairview Estate Phase 2 is going for just 2.5 million naira per plot, very close to the Asaba International Airport. And we also have the Fairview Estate. We also have the Kudos Height, which is going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. Now, the good thing about Kudos Height is that on the 15th of this month, which is this Saturday, we'll be giving allocation to our clients. You know, one of the things we promise our client is that when you buy property from us, be assured that you will get your allocation very, very fast. So on Saturday, this Saturday, we are going to be having our first batch allocation in Kudos Height as about Ibuzo Delta State. So if you want to still get plot in that particular place, you can still key into it now. I said it's just 1.5 million naira per plot. And also we have the Kudos Court, which is also located in Ibuzo Delta State, very close to the airport as well. And Kudos Court is going for just 4.5 million naira per plot. So what are you waiting for? The number again to call is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514. Now let's go to Enugu. Now in Enugu we have the Fairview Estate Phase 1, which is going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. Now Fairview Estate Phase 1 is located at Udobudo Nike, and it's very close to the Akani Biam International Airport, and it's going for just 1.5 million naira per plot. And we also have the Fairview Estate Phase 2, which is located at Amukwenike, and it's going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. Now both of these estates are in good location, very close, very good proximity to the Enugu International Airport. Now another thing you need to know is that we go for inspection. Our inspection days here in Lagos is Thursday and Saturday. Every Thursday and Saturday we go for inspection, so that you can go and see what you are investing in. And in Enugu and Delta State, we go every day, Mondays to Saturday. So everything that you want to buy from us, any property you want to buy from us, we are asking you to come for inspection so that you can take a look at it before you invest in it. Here in Lagos, our office address is at 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop. 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop. Now the number again to call is 0 Kudos Homes Limited on Facebook and on Instagram. Kudos Homes Limited on Facebook and on Instagram. Now the website again is www.kudoshomesLimited.com. That's
and
our
on
website.
The website everything is detailed.
Everything is detailed on our website. When you go to our website, you get all the information and the subscription form that you need, and you also get our account number, which is very, very important.
All right, Kudos Homes, thank you.
All right,
very
thank
much
you so
coming.
much. Thank you.
All
so
right,
much.
remember, these are interesting packages. This is the best time to invest. You know how land appreciates, right? Already, it appreciates all the time. So take this opportunity. Take this opportunity to invest. You can never tell how tomorrow turns out. This could be one of your saving grace as to when you have a need to do something substantial. So, Kudos Homes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the evening rush. Let's take a few comments and then we'll take a final take from our guest in the studio and we'll wrap up the program today. So I'm going to go on to YouTube. Tony says, nobody should take the Primate serious. He said Jonathan will win. All right, he's predicting that he sees a coup taking place. Primate Oyedele saying that he sees a broken bond between the president and Akpabio, that there is a possibility that something could happen between them. Also saying that the president needs to be careful, that a lot of illegalities are taking place, and then this is not good for his. If this is not good for his administration, so this could be a huge loss for him in 2027, and some persons who are close to him may actually betray him. That's what the Primate is saying. Unto Ella says, I greet you and your guests. How long will Nigerians wait for this nonsense to continue? Kene Ezike says, good team in the studio. All right, thank you. Ola Diwali says, the Agba Ole is promulgate laws in Nigeria. B. The Baba Shokwe was created by the Agbaole from Lagos, but prove me wrong. Chibusolona said, good evening, Esther. Chibusolona says, I have been trying to call you, but you can't connect. Esther, please, how can I get VOP? I'm Lena Chibuzo from Sule Lawanson. Just call the number 080-3692-9933. That's our number. And the WhatsApp is 0817-1756-338. Tokbe Ogunsanya says, all this IPOB and obedient analysis. If you don't like the GAC, go back to your 5 plots of landlord region. Wow. You're really a tribalistic individual, Mr. Tokwe Ogunsanya. Why are you generalizing that everybody here is IPOB and obedient analyst? Why? Columbus Inuwanu says, why all this lamentation by your guests? Gaslighting in your analysis without preferring solutions is somehow annoying. If you feel aggrieved 2 years after the election, please wait till 2031 or 2027. Happen. Okay. Tokwe says, always making empty noise. Wow, Tokwe, you're really pained this evening. No, sorry. Ngozi Angelina, please note that they just victimized her for nothing. Sake, okay. The system is an Abami Eda. At Tokwe Ogunsanya, carry your bigotry and get out from here. We know you, always defending the oppressors and waiting for crumbs that fall from the table. All right, you guys are arguing on this comment section. Let me take the... Okay, I think this is it. This is basically most of the messages. All right, Barrister Darlington, what's your final take? Just a few, like a few seconds, because we have a program coming up now.
Yeah, when you have... There are legal issues that you don't discuss on emotions.
Okay.
That was why I took that position last week. And I pray that by the time the courts enter into this matter proper, you will now find out what I was saying.
All right.
It's like when there is a rape case.
All right.
If you don't go and pick the specimen and evidence that time, if later you start talking, if it will be difficult for you to prove it. Very difficult.
Mr.
So that's what I
Emmanuel,
was saying.
Mr. Ola Emmanuel, what's your final take? Come close to the mic.
My final take on the Nigerian problem is this. Let's put the right people in leadership positions so that they can lead Nigeria to the dream place.
All right. Mr. Lawal Kundayo.
My thing is this. Nigerians kind of feel like giving up because of what they are seeing. What I'm just saying is that don't give up. You get it? You get solution when you go for it.
All right.
Thank you. Against all odds.
All right. Thank you very much. It's a wrap on the Evening Rush, ladies and gentlemen. Be amazing. Be wonderful. See you tomorrow.